And welcome back to another episode of, I don't know what to call this, YouTube channel. I am your host, Lex Isham, and in this channel, if you are new, this is a YouTube channel all about Airbnb, short-term rentals, some real estate, and a splash of my life. Really just documenting this journey for myself, for my future kids, for me and my current kid, Bronx, who's the love of my life. I'm not sure if you can see him, but there he is. And I hope whoever is in the short-term rental space can learn from my mistakes, learn from things I do correct, and at the end of the day, just enjoy the content and keep on watching, because that's what we're here for. We're here to have a good time, and that is it. Hey, let's have a good time, dude. Hey, have a good time. I'm really liking this volume right now because I can like get real quiet and it still picks me up, which is good. So let's get right into it. Today's video is all about how I bought a tiny home from Dropstructures. They are a company based out of Canada. Our fellow friends up in the north. I bought this tiny home to convert into an Airbnb next to the Grand Canyon as a part / the last unit of my glamp series. In this video, I'm basically going to give a full recap of my experience with Dropstructures, a little bit about the company, the entire A to Z of ordering the unit to it delivering in Arizona. Let's start from the beginning. The very, very beginning takes me back. The very, very beginning is all the way back when I stayed at Yonder in Escalante. Shout out Kendall. She brought me there. And I mean, that hotel is something special. There's something special about Stay Yonder that has really driven the course of my investing portfolio. You will see in the next year why that is. However, I learned about Dropstructures because Stay Yonder actually has 20 monos, which is the type of structure from Dropstructures, in their hotel. And I mean, it's something special. If you haven't checked out Stay Yonder in Escalante, Utah, go check that out. It is an awesome hotel, and I'm super glad I was able to visit. And so I did a little research and found out that it was our good friends at Dropstructures. So I gave them a call, and that is where I met Corey. Corey Gingther. That guy is a gem. I'll tell you what, he is the salt of the earth. Now, when people say Canadians are nice, they are talking about Corey Gingther. That guy, I mean, I'll tell you what, that human being has made the experience of Dropstructures 10 out of 10. Anytime I needed him, he was on his phone, replying, texting me back, email. I shoot him an email at like Friday at 1 a.m. in LA, and I get an email back like 5 minutes later. I'm like, Corey, go to bed. Hey, Corey, get some sleep, dude. That guy takes customer service and sales and just business ethics and business in general to another level. So that's where it started. I messaged Corey. He basically gave me the overall of Dropstructures. So if anyone is watching this video and is like, Lex, what is Dropstructures? Dropstructures is a prefab turnkey building. They do tiny homes. They do offices. They do art studios, basically any small, tiny house / building. And oh my goodness. Hey, buddy. Hi. So they are a turnkey service that basically builds prefab turnkey buildings. What makes them stand apart is really their aesthetic and their design. They are known for the front full glass design, which looks honestly incredible. I'm all about as much natural light, as much windows, as much open space as possible, and this is what they succeed at. So when he showed me the units, I went back and forth with him for about a month. I know I was getting, I had to handle my own stuff. I was figuring out whether I was going to put a unit in Joshua Tree, if I was going to put a unit in Arizona. I didn't know which way I was going to go. The permitting for both was kind of a brutal thing. I finally decided, I was like, let's just put it in Arizona and let's do the Holo. I really liked the Holo because it had a big living room that I could basically put a kitchen in and then the bed and loft on top. So then I was like, hey, my boy, Corey, set me up with the Holo, man. Send me the prices and I want to add a skylight so people can watch the stars in bed. And then I added an extra window and a door in the back. But we are going to take a quick pause, and I want to go through all the models that they have. They offer 10 different styles. They offer the Alpha Plus, the Alpha Lod, the Mono Mini, the Mono, the Arlo, the Holo Plus, the Holo Plus Off-Grid, and finally the Duo Plus. All of their units are pretty amazing, and they all serve a different feature. Some are better for home offices, some are better for paint studios, some are better for actual dwelling units. When you get up to the Duo Plus, it actually has a separate bathroom and a separate bedroom, which is pretty incredible. I'm not going to go into detail of all 10. You are more than welcome to check them out on their website. On their website, they give all the dimensions and the prices and some pictures. I chose the Holo, and so I'm basically just going to talk about my experience with the Holo. But if you want to see the other structures, go ahead and just check it on their website at dropstructures.ca. So once I chose the Holo, next was to sign contracts and send the deposit. How they do it is in 2 different payments, half up front and half after. So I signed the contracts and I sent Corey the 50% deposit, and that is when it started the build. So this would be my only downside to Dropstructures, was that this part was a little lengthy. It took about a couple months, not to actually build it, but just because the queue of how many orders they had was so extensive that I basically had to wait until they were done with their queue. And then when I was up, they started my build. So the next step after you send the 50% deposit is choosing your design, which was super fun. Corey put me in contact with AYO, and AYO basically walked me through the whole design process and all of the options that I can choose. So the first part you get to choose is the exterior metal color, which I thought was cool. I, as you know, love monochromatic colors, so I wanted basically it to be black and white with a touch of wood. And so I chose a black exterior metal color. Next was to choose your flooring options. I knew I wanted wood floors, so I chose their relaxed wood. I thought that looked the best. I'm doing a cement coffee table, so I didn't want cement on cement. I know their glacier looks like cement, so I chose the relaxed tea, which was more of a wood color, and I thought that was really nice. And that is pretty much the options you get to choose for your design, is the outside metal color and the flooring options. So then once the design process was done, we got into a little bit of a waiting period. So I finally get a message from Corey saying, we are ready to build. You are up. This is only going to take about 3 to 4 weeks, and we are ready to rock. Now, bless Corey's heart, Corey actually was sending me videos of the build step by step, and shout out Corey, because I tell you, I could not have been happier with the footage that came out. I mean, he shot it horizontally and everything.
We've got another construction update for you, and it's quickly starting to take shape here. Really see what it's going to look like. So let's actually go in and take a look. So this front part will be the cedar wrap deck, and of course the full front glass, and then into the structure itself. All the walls are in now. We've started doing the electrical. So the loft will be right here, and above the loft you've got that full curtain window and the skylight. And below the loft, this additional window, and then a door access, which will be amazing. All right, now looking from the very back towards the front, and of course the feature presentation is this full front glass. It's just going to be absolutely spectacular. We are now a step closer to completion as the drywall is in. So now you can really start to see how the structure is going to look. We've got another video update for you. Things have progressed a little bit since our last update. The main one is that the back glass is now in the loft. So you can take a look at that. And your door is getting ready to be installed. So there's the door. There's the full back glass in the loft. So you can just see how much natural light is going to pour in there as a result. Not a lot has happened since our last update, but I wanted to show you this, which is so awesome. The Grizzly cubic wood burning stove is now installed, and it is going to be such a highlight of the structure. Not only does it look good, it also works. So it actually generates an incredible amount of heat. I call it the kindling fireplace because, you know, you're getting small pieces of wood in there. By no means are you getting a full piece, but you don't need a whole lot because this is so well insulated with the 3-inch or 4-inch spray foam insulation throughout, which you can kind of see protruding through the top there. it really keeps it nice and cozy. So the drywall has now been painted. Back window in, as I showed you last time, still waiting for the window below the loft and the door to arrive, along with the full glass. So that's where we stand as of today. We have more progress, and I wanted to quickly show this to you before day's end. So since we last spoke a couple hours ago, our crew has now added the back door and the window below the loft. Check this out, we've got some major progress since our last update. So the front attached deck is now all on and stained. Beautiful Western red cedar, full glass in the front. Inside, just that final touch-ups here. So you've got your Grizzly cubic wood burning stove in the front. The flooring is all in. The windows and the doors below the loft. Looking back towards the front, and then up in the loft, just doing some paint touch-ups. The skylight is in. And then I wanted to show you as well, the exterior steel is now on as well, and it looks phenomenal. This is an exciting day at Dropstructures as it's departure day. And where are we heading? To Williams, Arizona, bringing this beauty that's now all wrapped and ready for delivery.
Can we give Corey a round of applause for that beautiful footage? Attaboy, Corey. And so the build is done and we were ready to ship. They handled everything with the shipping process. All I did was give them an address. Honestly, might be my favorite part of the whole experience is that they gave me a tracker on the house so I can watch it leave Canada and come all the way to Arizona. That was such a great feature, which gave me peace of mind. So I knew that my big investment wasn't just going to be driving to San Diego or to Mexico. I can't tell you enough. From A to Z, they have thought about everything in this, and they are pretty exceptional. So we are going to take a quick sidestep here in the story and talk about foundation. You have three main options when you are doing foundation for these structures. You can either do a concrete slab, you can do pylons, or you can do these spiral cylinder things that drill into the ground. I ended up working with a GC out here that actually drove from LA and drove to Arizona, spent 2 or 3 days with his brother, and did these pylons. I walked him through via FaceTime, and Chris was out there as well helping me out and deciding where we wanted to put it. And my GC spent 3 days putting the pylons in the ground. He basically did 6, 3 on each side. Turned out great. His name is Matt. He's a GC out here in Ventura County. And that takes us up to right before the delivery. So now, right before the delivery was when I had to pay the final 50%. So I didn't want to pay the entire around $50,000 was the whole unit for me, which is actually a pretty good price. I didn't want to pay that whole thing by myself. I wanted to finance half of it. So I reached out to a company that actually has a relationship with Dropstructures. It is a financing company that basically does financing on equipment, this is what it was categorized. It was Airbnb equipment, and the collateral is the actual unit. So if I default on my loan, they just take the unit back. I was able to put it under my business, so it didn't show up on my personal credit, which was great as well. They are a lending company called Advantage Plus, and I was working with my homegirl, Chelsea. Chelsea was helping me out with everything. The nice thing about Advantage Plus was that they were able to actually insure it and incorporate the insurance into my loan, which was pretty amazing as well. And the last deciding factor was there was no early payment fee, which was nice because I plan on paying this off in a year and not the 3 years that my loan is for. Once I got the financing part done with my girl Chelsea, check out Advantage Plus. Chelsea was able to wire Dropstructures the final payment, and we were ready to ship. And that leads me up to when I went to Arizona to make sure that this structure got on the foundation correctly. All right, so I flew into Vegas, and now I have driven about 3 hours to Williams, Arizona. Dropstructures do is they give you a link that you can track your driver. So I was like, I wonder where my unit is. And I looked on the map, and he was in Williams. And I was like, I'm gonna stop by, see if I can see it. And look what we have here. There it is. We are in Williams. My boys at Dropstructures. All right, this is Randy, driver. Hell yeah, brother.
How's it going?
My boy got some Pizza Hut too?
Yeah, they couldn't even deliver it here.
Damn.
So
But we ran into him, and he's
if I'd known you were coming, I'd have got you to pick it up for him.
I know, right? So the last piece of this puzzle was making sure I got a crane scheduled on that same day so it could lift the unit from the truck bed onto the foundation. And it ended up being about $900 for the crane service, and it took about 2 hours. And basically, their entire job was to lift it up and plop it down. This actually took a little bit of doing. The winds are so crazy out there. We had literally four guys trying to micro move this unit onto this foundation so that we could screw in the little brackets to fix the unit onto the foundation. Everything turned out great, and we are up and rolling. So there were some complications I wanted to discuss as well. Some of the pieces, when in transit, broke. I messaged Corey. My boy Corey, dude. My boy Corey. I messaged Corey, and Corey immediately, I'm telling you, within 2 minutes, responded, Lex, I got you. No worries. We're taking care of everything. I will replace the window. I will make sure it is all turnkey, ready to rock and roll. Without a hesitation, he was like, I got you. We're taking care of this. We will make sure that it is in pristine condition. It gives me time in the interim to order all of the furniture and get everything set up, which is for another video. This is strictly for Dropstructures. So, final thoughts on Dropstructures. From the choosing of the product, to designing of the product, to the creation and being in communication the entire time, to receiving videos and pictures of the build, to the transportation, the tracking of the unit, and making sure that the unit got from the truck bed onto the foundation. A to Z, Dropstructure ranks an A+ for me. They have figured it out. They have figured it out from a prefab turnkey building company. They are right on the money. Hey, if you want to buy a Dropstructures, hit up Corey and let him know that Lex sent you. He will not give you any percentage off, but it will make him smile because that's just who he is. Good guy, Corey. I think that is it. Thank you for watching another episode of, I don't know what to call this YouTube channel. I am Lex, your host, signing off. Peace.